Hello there.
Hold on 1 second, gamers. It appears that something is missing. I will be right back. Much better, much better. During today when I was streaming, I got really mad at Clash Royale and I kinda chucked him across the room. But you forgive me, right?
No.
But anyway, gamers, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Super excited all you guys could tune in with me today. And so today I got a really awesome video that I wanted to make for a pretty long time. So as the title of the video states, I am going to give you guys 50 quick tips and tricks for Clash Royale. Now these tips really apply to anyone in Clash Royale, really no matter your skill level, whether you're a pretty casual player, whether you're kind of a sweaty player, or even if you're like pretty inexperienced with the game. These tips are really for everyone. So be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy and soak in these tips so that way you can become a better player. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start out with the tips because this video is probably going to end up being longer than normal anyway. Don't play too aggressive. What you want to do is you want to play reactively compared to proactively. What this means is that you should focus on defending first and then counter push off of your defenses. Be sure not to over defend. Sometimes playing too many cards on defense can actually be detrimental to your success throughout a match. Specific building placements are very important. You want to make sure that you know the good positions to play your spawners and your defensive buildings throughout the course of a match. Although for this video, since this topic is actually pretty in depth for all the buildings in Clash Royale, we won't be going into specifics, but I will make a video in the future about this topic. If you're a low level player on a somewhat higher range of ladder, then be sure to use all of your high level cards. People tend to neglect a lot of the 1 and 2 elixir cards in Clash Royale, such as the Skeleton's Ice Spirit or the Ice Golem. But if you play these cards right, these cards can actually have a lot of extra value, especially in cycle decks like Hog Cycle or Expo Cycle. When playing Beatdown, it's okay to take a lot of damage on your tower early in the match, as long as you know that you can push on your opponent's tower later in the match, and be sure to take their tower as well. If you're looking to increase your skill at Clash Royale, then playing certain cycle decks like Expo Cycle, Minor Poison Cycle, or Hog Cycle can really increase your skill level as you learn a lot about the cheaper cards in Clash Royale and also learn a lot more about micro interactions. If you're looking for a deck that is fairly low skill to play, then usually Beatdown is going to be the way to go. This includes things like Giant, Golem, Elixir Golem, or Goblin Giant. The Tornado is arguably one of the most important cards in all of Clash Royale. It can activate the King Tower with certain cards like a Hog Rider or a Ram Rider, and it synergizes really well with any card that does splash damage. If possible, I recommend finding a spot in your deck for the Tornado because it really is a card that you can't go wrong with. Always try to play Clash Royale when you have a stable internet connection. Playing with a connection that isn't very strong is just a recipe for disaster. Being able to count your opponent's elixir is something that a lot of people don't know how to do, but it's something that can definitely give you the edge throughout the course of a match. Again, this topic is somewhat more advanced, so I'll make another video about this in the future as well. When building your own deck in Clash Royale, I recommend that you have at least one big spell and one small spell. This is so that way you can take out swarms or any kind of medium-sized troops in Clash Royale, or also so that you could spell cycle your opponent's tower toward the end of a match if that's something that you have to do. Classic and Grand Challenges are very underutilized in Clash Royale. They're a pretty good way to practice certain decks and increase your skill level while earning some rewards in the process, as long as you have the gems to spend on them. This one's probably going to be a little bit controversial, but I 100% recommend buying the Pass Royale. For $5, it's a really amazing deal as you get a lot of extra rewards. You get unlimited re-entries in the challenges, so that way you can increase your rewards even more. And also you get some pretty cool cosmetic items like tower skins and emotes. Paying attention to the meta is really important. Knowing what cards are good and what cards are bad can give you the edge in some matches. I recommend using Royale API and Stats Royale to keep track of what cards are good and what cards are bad, and both of those links will be in the description down below. Clash Royale is more of a mental game than you think. Using emotes to get in someone's head is actually a pretty decent idea if you want to end up winning more matches, but it's also kind of frowned upon in the community, especially if you spam emotes. So I mean, use this at your own risk. Global tournaments has to be one of the best things that Supercell has ever done for Clash Royale. You get good rewards and you get to practice using different decks that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, and it's all for free. So definitely take advantage of these global tournaments. Do not buy cards in the shop with gems. This is the biggest waste of your gems, as you could spend them on classic or grand challenges or the bonus rewards that the global tournaments have to offer, or even re-entering into challenges. Legendary chest offers in the shop aren't really worth it either. For 500 gems, would you rather have one legendary card that you may not even use, or would you rather unlock the rewards of a global tournament that you did good in? Because the global tournament rewards definitely provide a lot more value. You should make adjustments to your deck based on what you're going up against on ladder. For example, if you're facing a lot of Sparky, consider adding a stun card to your deck like an Electro Wizard, an Electro Dragon, or a Zap. Or if you're facing a lot of tanks, consider adding maybe an Inferno Dragon or an Inferno Tower. Sometimes taking a break during a trophy pushing session is okay. If you're on a tilt on ladder, consider taking like a 15 to 30 minute break. You know, clear your head, maybe go play another game like Brawl Stars for a little bit, and then come back. It can really do wonders for you. Watching pro players is another thing that can help you a lot in Clash Royale. There are some really good pro player YouTubers out there, such as Morton or Surgical Goblin, when they do upload, that can provide some really useful insight in the matches that they play. Also, when this video is being recorded, the Clash Royale League is going on, which is Clash Royale's esports league, and they do live streams on YouTube every single Saturday and Sunday. So if you can tune into any of these live streams and watch these pro players play, then I guarantee you can learn something from them. If you can, consider making content around Clash Royale. I've been making Clash Royale content for a pretty decent amount of time. I've been going hard at it for, I guess, about over a year now. And through this time period, I've actually found myself become a much better player at Clash Royale, as I say my thought processes out loud, and it kind of helps me think about them, if that makes sense. And also, I just love making videos. So maybe if you start, you'll love making videos too. Doing friendly battles in your clan is another pretty good way to practice. If you're struggling with a certain matchup, say Lava Hound or something, have your friend in your clan use Lava Hound and then you play against it and practice. Don't use Elite Barbarians. It's a terrible idea. Honestly, just don't do it. It's kind of dumb that Clash Royale is like this, but you will have the most success if you focus on leveling up one deck in particular. Clash Royale isn't a game that's really made for you to have multiple decks that you can use consistently unless you put a little bit of money into the game. So focus all of your resources onto maxing out one deck that you're comfortable with. I honestly feel like people don't use trade tokens enough. At least I don't. But use them for sure. They can provide a lot of value, and they can definitely help you focus on leveling up that one deck that you want to level up. If you're making your own deck, then make sure that it's balanced. Always make sure you have a few cards that can counter air, a few cards that can counter ground, a win condition, and a couple spells. You know, something like that. And this kind of goes with the last tip, but put always at least one win condition in your deck. For those of you that don't know, a win condition in Clash Royale is going to be a card that you're going to be doing the most of your damage to enemy towers with. So these include things like a giant, a hog rider, a balloon. You could do a royal giant, a golem, things along those lines. Synergies are key in Clash Royale. You want to make sure that all of the cards in your deck work well with each other. For example, Ice Wizard and a Tornado are a really good synergy, and so are the Golem and the Night Witch. You may find this one a little bit odd, but try to use game sound whenever you're playing Clash Royale. This can actually help a lot in the grand scheme of a match. For example, like you can hear like when your opponent plays a miner, even though you may not see it on the field. And also, I just like some of the sounds in Clash Royale. That's a little bit for me. Maybe you guys like some of the sounds. I don't know, maybe that's just me, as I said. When playing beatdown, I recommend that you always build pushes from the back unless it's double or triple elixir. Building your pushes from the back gives you time to build up more elixir for your supporting troops that you're going to put behind your tank. Don't get too cocky in a match. If you're winning by a large margin in a match, like if you take one of your opponent's towers before double elixir, always be sure to play it safe and don't get too cocky, so that way you don't end up choking a match. As another Clash Royale YouTuber known as Orange Juice Gaming would say, always be sure to make positive elixir trades. For example, if you stop a balloon with minions, then that is a +2 elixir trade, because you stopped a 5 elixir card, the balloon, with minions, which are a 3 elixir card. Be sure that your account is linked to a Supercell ID, so that way if something bad were to happen, you don't lose your account. When picking a deck that you want to use on ladder, be sure to pick a deck that suits your strengths. If you play more expensive decks better, then use those, and if you play cheaper decks better, then use those. Always make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 air cards in your deck, or even 3. I like 3 personally. because you never know when you're gonna go up against the Lava Hound deck, you know? Whenever you buy something in the item shop, be sure to use someone's creator code. It's of no extra charge to you, and your favorite creators get a 5% kickback from what you spend, so that way they can keep making content for you guys. With the addition of the trader in the Clan Wars 2 update, be sure to check it every single day. You never know when the trader is gonna have a good deal for you. When setting up your defenses for boat battles in Clan Wars 2, be sure not to use any buildings or spells. The AI that actually utilizes these cards in the boat battles really isn't too good at using them, so be sure to just use troops instead of buildings or spells. Be sure to prioritize upgrading cards that you know that you're going to use at some point, rather than cards that you probably are never going to use. Like for example, even though I'm a max level 13 player, my rage spell is at level 10 because I know it's a card that I'm not going to use, so I focus my gold on upgrading other cards. Try your best to utilize the card level boost during every single season. Maybe the boosted card is something that you've always wanted to try using, but you haven't had the resources to upgrade. With the card level boost, you can try something new. If you want to get better, another good way is to go onto TV Royale and look and see if there are any top 200 players in the world that are using decks that you are trying to use and get better with, and then watch those replays and see how those players play. I don't know why, but it seems like a lot of people don't do special challenges. They provide some pretty decent rewards if you play well, and also they're just fun. If you want to maximize the amount of rewards that you get from the past Royale, be sure to play all the way through, and also be sure to play so that way you max out your bonus bank, so that way you get that extra 10,000 gold at the end of each season. If you have a few spare gems laying around, maybe go into a classic challenge and try out a new deck. Maybe you'll end up finding something new that you're actually pretty good at. Pushing trophies on ladder takes a lot of patience, so be patient and don't try to do it all at once. In Clan Wars 2, I don't necessarily recommend using the repair feature, because by doing 1v1 battles and duels, you can actually get the Warhammers back, and also you yourself can get some gold for yourself, which is an added bonus. Be sure to always pay attention to the countdown timer. Keeping track of time in a match is actually something that's really important, especially knowing how long you have until it's like double or triple elixir. And last but certainly not least, if you are looking for some exceptional Clash Royale content on YouTube, then be sure to drop a sub down below. You will not regret it. Nah, but for real, if you guys did end up enjoying this video, then be sure to leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been a pretty decent time coming up with these tips, so I hope that you guys found at least a few of them useful. And as I said, if you are new here and you like what you see, then be sure to subscribe down below. I'd greatly appreciate it, because I make all kinds of Clash Royale content that I'm sure you guys are bound to like. But anyway, gamers, this is Solar Fury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day.